More evidence has just been released. Justin Baldoni's team has released a 2 a.m. voice note that he sent to Blake Lively after their meeting at Blake's penthouse discussing the rooftop scene. Here's a little background before I play the clip. Blake Lively reached out to Justin Baldoni in a text message and asked if she could take a pass at writing the rooftop scene. Justin responded saying, absolutely. Blake went ahead and did writing for this scene and sent it to Justin. Justin responded thanking her for this and saying that he loved her passion and that the cut would probably end up being something between the original cut and Blake's cut. So I'm going to play you the clip, and then once the clip is over, I'm going to read to you the text messages that Justin Baldoni included in his lawsuit about what was going on.
Hey, Blake. It is 2 in the morning. Hopefully this does not wake you up. Whew. Wow, there's so much I want to say to you, and I hope that we can FaceTime or see each other in person soon and get to talk more. But I'm just gonna send you a few thoughts, and hopefully it's not gonna be more than a few minutes. But I don't have the best track record. I don't think either one of us have the best track record for our voice memos. I want to start with an apology. Man, reading the second part of your message, my heart sank, and I'm really sorry. I for sure fell short, and you worked really hard on that, and the way you framed it, and how that made you feel. I just want to say thank you for sharing that with me. That takes a lot of trust and vulnerability, and I feel really grateful that you feel safe enough to tell me that that's how you feel and share that with me. And I'm really sorry. I fucked up. That is a fail on my part. One thing you should know about me is I will admit and apologize when I fail. I am far from perfect. I'm a very flawed man, as my wife will attest. And and I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna say the wrong thing. I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. I'm gonna piss you off probably, but I will always apologize and find my way back to center. That is one thing I can assure you of. And I'm sorry I made you feel that way. That must have felt terrible. And I will for sure do better. That was not my best weekend, and I should have given it more time. And damn right, you got great friends if that's how you felt and they knew that. And fuck, we should all have friends like that. Aside from the fact that they're two of the most creative people on the planet, the three of you guys together is unbelievable. Talk about energy and just a force, all three of you. But I just wanted you to know that I didn't need that, because it's really good and it's gonna make the movie sing like you said, and I'm excited to go through the whole movie with you. I'm just excited to spend time with you. I'm excited to be in your sphere and your presence, and for us to share creative juices together, although that sounds terrible. I think you and I have been trying to build a relationship, which I think we've done successfully. I mean, here we are talking like this, me into my phone at 2 a.m, but largely via text and voice note. And I will be honest with you, that is not my biggest strength. I love being with people and being in somebody's space and being face to face, and I feel like that's where I excel, and definitely fallen short at times in our text and voice note exchanges, because there's so much to communicate and there's so much happening, and all that to say, I'm just really looking forward to spending time together, and I think that's going to really go a long way for our chemistry, which I believe is there and has been there from the start. So I was so damn excited when you wanted to do this film. I felt it in the room when we met, and yeah, I think it does come from the both of us being so fucking hardworking and having a vision and not settling. And I'm excited to have a creative partner in that with you. And it's just really exciting. There's so much more to say. There's so much I want to say. And there's one thing that I do need to say, which is I am so sorry you have been through what you've been through with these other filmmakers and producers or whoever the people were that you worked with. It just pissed me off. Those fuckheads that, I don't, I'm just still kind of blown away that this is the industry that we're in and that you've experienced that as a woman. And I know I don't need to say it, but that's not at all going to be or will be, and hopefully it's not been the experience with me. There's nothing more exciting to me like that I get to work with Blake Lively and have her, all of her. I mean, that's what I want. And so there's been no hesitancy with me sending you the final draft file. I am totally fine with that. The only reason I didn't send it today was because I was trying to implement and add your notes into my working draft, which is already like I'm all over that draft right now. So there's a whole bunch of new stars that are going to be collated pages, and I just haven't had a chance to send it to you. But there's no hesitancy. I'm happy to send it to you, and I'm sorry that has happened to you before, and I hope after this experience there will be a new. I don't know. I hope it'll be healing in some way, because that's all I want. I want this movie to be healing. I want this movie to be commercial, just like you, and affect people and touch people. And I want to walk you through my whole plan and the work that we're doing with the domestic violence partner that we found, No More, and just my vision. And I just know that this can be really, really special, and it's gonna be special. And you're the secret sauce, and we're the secret sauce. And anyways, I have so much more to say. I'm gonna stop rambling because Jesus Christ, it's been 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So fuck me. I'm sorry. You probably have kids all over you and a baby on your boob, and you're listening to me ramble at 2 a.m. I hope you're feeling better, and give Ryan my love. Thank you for sending me that. It means the world to me that you trust me with your feelings and your thoughts like that. And I can't wait to spend more time with you. Okay, I'm done. Cutting myself off. Good night.
So I know that was a lot to listen to, but if you made it this far, thank you. And hold on, we got a bit more to talk about. So basically what's going on is Justin Baldoni goes to Blake's penthouse, and when he gets there, Ryan Reynolds greets him and says, you know, Blake's really excited about this cut. I think it's fantastic, yada, yada, yada. Then they go off, have the meeting with just the two of them. They go over the rooftop scene. And as they're wrapping up a couple hours later, Justin's getting ready to leave and Taylor Swift arrives. Now, she's also read the script, and she says to Justin, like, oh, you know, you're so lucky to have Blake. I'm so excited for this. I think it's fantastic, etc., etc. Now, it's important to know that all throughout Justin Baldoni's lawsuit, he makes claims saying that he felt he was forced to do that he was made to do this, that he felt he had to say this. There is no text messages, there is no evidence, there is nothing showing Blake has ever forced him into doing anything or pressured him. As an example, when Blake wrote him asking if she could take a pass at the rooftop scene, he responds in his lawsuit and says, Baldoni felt the need to allow Lively to rewrite the scene and agreed to take a look at what she put together. We don't know why he thinks he felt the need to allow her to do this. There are no text messages showing this. And he also doesn't include the text message where Blake is asking to take a pass at this. Here's how Baldoni's team wrote about this interaction. They said, Lively summoned Baldoni to her New York penthouse, where Baldoni was greeted by Ryan Reynolds, who launched into an enthusiastic praise for Lively's version of the scene. Hours later, as the meeting was ending, Taylor Swift shows up, walks into the room, and similarly began praising Lively's script. Now, this is what he says. Baldoni understood the subtext. He needed to comply with Lively's direction for the script. In no way, shape, or form did Blake or anyone else twist his hand in this, and him saying he needed to comply because he understood the subtext is all just him reading things into the situation for this lawsuit. All throughout his lawsuit, he has screenshots of text messages between him and his editors or him and Jamie Heath where he's bitching about things with the Blake Lively situation. There are absolutely no text messages, emails, nothing where he's complaining about her writing the rooftop scene. His lawsuit then says Baldoni felt obliged to text Lively to say that he liked her pages. I don't know why he says he felt obliged. He goes on this wonderfully nice text message to her. And again, there are no screenshots of him bitching about this or complaining about this to his team at all. So now here's the text messages. This is what Justin Baldoni wrote to Blake Lively after this meeting. I was working on the rooftop scene today. I really love what you did. It really does help a lot. Makes it so much more fun and interesting. And then in brackets, he says, and I would have felt that way without Ryan and Taylor. You really are a talent across the board. Really excited and grateful to do this together. Blake then responds with a lengthy text message explaining her feelings, and that is when he responded with that voice memo. So this is her text message to him. That's very appreciated and means a lot. I'm deeply inspired by the film we're going to make outside of the success of this book. We have such an opportunity to not only surprise people who love the book, but reach an even bigger audience by making an undeniably dynamic and also commercial film. The moment that excited me most the other day was when you said you're not funny. You are going to kill that rooftop scene. You know it, I'm sure. Even though it was said in playful self-deprecation that we all participate in, it made me think of the process as a whole. Please know, I trust that on the day you've got me, and I hope that you trust that I've got you if you want it. We're in this together, and we are two of the most determined people I know. We also have very high bars set for ourselves. To collaborate with that type of partner is a gift that neither of us will squander, because we both care too much about the result and also the experience. I have no motives except for you to win as a director, as an actor, as a studio, as a writer. If you win, I win. If you win, our movie wins. We are aligned, and I will bring everything I have to this. As for Taylor and Ryan and then it's redacted, for that matter, I'm the luckiest mother effer on the planet to have them as my dance moms level stage moms. They are embarrassingly effusive. That said, they're also my most trusted partners and the people I go to first with anything creative I touch. And I'm the person they each go to first. That reciprocal creativity and support has been one of my life's greatest and most fulfilling gifts. When they loved and signed off on the pages, I felt good to send them to you. They asked what you thought specifically after. They checked in so many times. I told them that you laughed a bunch and said it's probably a blend, but you appreciate my passion so much. Which of course didn't feel great for me or them to have my passion be praised instead of any specific contribution, or even just that you didn't like the pages, which was fine also. So I think they wanted you and me to see how they felt about the work because they've been by my side for far too many experiences where I've been overlooked. I spoke to you about this when we first met. They've watched me handwrite scripts because the director is too afraid to send the FDX file, yet he scans and has someone hand type all 120 pages of my pencil rewrites. They've watched me be hired as a writer and paid a significant fee for it, but on the condition that I never ask for credit, which I could give a shit about. It's more the principle of the dynamics at play. They've watched the other side of it too, where I'm told at signing on that I'm wanted as a true collaborator, but once we get to work, I'm really just wanted as a yes ma'am audience and actor. Both Ryan and Taylor have established themselves as absolute titans as writers and storytellers outside of their primary gig, just singing or just acting or blank, redacted, just directing. I'm so lucky to have them as creative barometers, but also to have them as the people who prop me up and make sure I'm seen for all I can and do offer, because they know firsthand all I contribute. They also know I'm not always as good at making sure I'm seen and utilized for fear of threatening egos or fear of affecting the ease of the process. They don't give a shit about that, and because of that, everyone listens to them with immense respect and enthusiasm, so I guess I have to stop worrying about people liking me. If you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi, and like her, I happen to have a few dragons. For better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from these gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you. I know a lot of people have criticized Blake for making the Khaleesi reference, but being a Game of Thrones fan myself, I took it as her saying she wouldn't be who she is today without Ryan and Taylor, just like Khaleesi wouldn't have been who Khaleesi was without her dragons. To me, it was just Blake praising her husband and her best friend and showing her support for Justin Baldoni, and in return, it sounds like he did the same thing with his voice memo. As always, I would love to hear your comments on this, as long as you keep it respectful. No, I am not being paid by Blake Lively's PR team, and nor am I hating on Justin Baldoni. I think there were wrongs in both situations, but I definitely believe that Blake felt uncomfortable on set, and I do not think he meant it in a malicious way, but it still happened.